Is it happening today? Is it not happening today? Let's break down all the Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks of today.
Block content.
What's happening, my Block buddies? Welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And as you guys know, the past couple of days have all been today days, where we basically hear all this rumored information, all the speculation about Smash Bros. Ultimate information, and especially just general Nintendo Direct announcements that supposedly are going to happen today. Yes, today is, of course, a very special day. I mean, it's the celebration of ARMS. You know, it's been a little bit of a while since we've had the original game, and now having a character in Smash Bros. To promote that franchise is actually the earliest that a franchise is in Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think the closest to that is Splatoon, and before that it's Pikmin as a franchise. So that's already very exciting, and I think Sakurai also does very special things on very special days celebrating something. So he already put up a post that was something like Ryu getting punched by Little Mac in the jaw, which was very similar to the box art of ARMS. So yeah, he's pretty much aware that stuff is going to happen, that stuff is celebrating anniversaries, and of course also that June is the month that he promised it's going to happen in. So I really wanted to talk all about the news of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighters Pass number 2, the very first character, the ARMS character that we right now don't know who exactly it is. We've got some idea that we'll discuss today also, and there are two different instances of, yes, it's gonna drop today, it's gonna drop in an hour, Smash Bros. Reveal at 9 a.m. EST, stuff like that. So of course this video will be outdated very quickly, but I just want to get all that information out too, just to get ahead of stuff, and also just to talk about the general idea of why are people like speculating that today is going to be the day. I mean, it's very special, and I want to talk about it with all of you guys. And of course, I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube videos? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I'll answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And here's a brand new giveaway. You can win one of these Super Mario surprise capsules from Tomy. There's a little cute character inside there, an action figure. So if you want to win one, please like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel right now. That means a lot to me, and enter for the giveaway. All right, guys, let's head into the main topic of today. And of course, the private message has been leaked between Vergaben and someone else, an email. Of course, this has not yet been proven or disproven as of this moment. I mean, yeah, there's no word from Vergaben at all, which I think is very interesting. Could be a little telling, but could also be that Vergaben is really enjoying his name being up in the lights, up in the spotlight right now, because just people are generally talking about him and the general Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leak community, which he's of course a very big part of. So I think that that is already very telling, and the idea that we might be getting something today is of course stemming from the, ARMS is celebrating an anniversary. Sakurai really does those things very often, where he'll celebrate a certain character on that day. But also, if you are going to drop some kind of information, you'll need to do something today, right? I mean, the ARMS franchise isn't the biggest one there is, and especially, in sales numbers, it's been doing okay, but it's not the heavy hitter that I think Nintendo would have liked it to be, especially, considering that Splatoon was basically trying out something like that, and then with ARMS, they wanted to do a very similar universe. And to think about that in Smash Bros. Ultimate terms, it does mean a lot. It does mean that you have to really get that franchise to the very well-known territory. And of course, not all the franchises in Super Smash Bros. Are the highest in regards. I mean, there's a couple of characters in there that are very obscure for some newer players, like Ice Climbers or Mr. Game & Watch, but of course, they have this very huge legacy that a lot of people will eventually know. And I think that it's kind of the same deal for ARMS right now. It's a franchise that not everyone might know, not all Nintendo fans might know what ARMS is, but I think they have a very big plan for what the ARMS franchise could be, and Smash Brothers could be a very big diving board. I mean, look at other franchises like Fire Emblem and stuff like that, maybe even Kid Icarus, right? I mean, it all starts with Smash Brothers as a little tiny hint there, like, we know this franchise exists, we think it's awesome, we think there has to be a lot more done with that franchise, and then of course, because of the popularity of Smash Brothers and wanting to see those characters a lot more, there's a lot more happening with those characters. And I think with ARMS, it could be the same thing. And of course, there's a lot of of people have already rumored the mere fact that we might be getting an ARMS 2 for Nintendo Switch could also be the reason why we're getting an ARMS newcomer. Like, Nintendo chooses the characters of this Fighters Pass. Sakurai has gone out and said that on 2 separate occasions, so it does kind of feel like they chose the ARMS character not just because it's a first-party character and they kind of want to, push that franchise, but also simply because they just really want to have that franchise move on to the next phase, which might be with a new game. So I think that that's very telling, very interesting, and to have that character be multiple different characters from that universe also makes sense in that regard. Getting the general public known with a lot more different characters from that franchise I think is very smart. It happened with the Dragon Quest characters. I mean, a lot of people know what that franchise is, but don't know every single incarnation of a hero, and now because of Smash Brothers and those palette swaps, those different costumes, they get a little bit more well known with what that exactly is. So I think that that's very interesting, and that's a very good approach for the ARMS character too. Of course, it could still be just one character, Min Min, or a Twintel, or maybe a Ninjala, or other different characters like Max Brass. Even Springman and Ribbon Girl aren't really that count out yet. So I think that there's a lot of possibility within that character being different characters in one, a Koopaling or a hero situation where, yes, they do actually have different voice clips, they move maybe even slightly different. That'll be more like an Echo Fighter situation, but I don't think that it'll take up more than one slot of a character. I think that that is just basically what you pay for with this DLC, and I don't think that there are some things that Sakurai would like to break in his traditions, but I don't think within this game he's going to introduce different character slots for different characters. I think that it'll either be just different costumes or it will be just one character. And if it's one character, that decision is so difficult to make, right? Are you going to make it Springman, and then a lot of people are going to be asking for assist trophies turned to fighters? Is this entire Fighters Pass just assist trophies turned into fighters? And then people are going to go rampant with who's it going to be, and if it's not going to be Bomberman or Waluigi or different characters like that, then people are going to be in an uproar. Or is it just simply going to be Ribbon Girl or just someone like Min Min? I don't know at this point, but it seems like today we might get a little bit more information. I mean, that's what's going around. That's what everyone is talking about. Of course, it's very early days today, but I'll keep you guys updated on everything that's going to happen with that ARMS newcomer, and if today's going to have any information. I mean, stay tuned to this channel. I've got you guys completely covered with this. So I just want to say it's a crazy day in the world of Super Smash Bros. Maybe something is going to happen. A lot of signs are pointing towards it, which is very, very exciting. But also, it does happen in this crazy time in the world that we get let down a lot by things, getting postponed and stuff like that, because the world is just on fire at the moment, and very different situations too. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys all the information. Stay tuned, stay subscribed to the channel, because you want to know when this information drops, and we will talk about it, right? So of course, I'd love to hear what you guys think of all this news. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, of course, do you think today is going to be the day? And as for a previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user DinoDog14, saying, first, hopefully we get the new ARMS announcement soon. We've all been waiting patiently, so having something good come out, all the stuff happening in the world right now, would be a good thing. I think that Geno will happen. Maybe not as soon as the second character, but it will be there. DinoDog14, I've been thinking about that today. Geno happening for this Fighters Pass seems super, super likely at this point. Not just because I think that the character deserves to be in Smash Brothers and a lot of signs have been pointing towards him, but also generally because if you look at the characters that are in Smash Brothers right now, there is a lot of wish fulfillment going on right now. Just starting with Ridley, stuff like King K. Rool, and even weird like Banjo-Kazooie is in there, and that's like the biggest dream come true ever, and it's super difficult hoops to get through. And Geno doesn't seem all that difficult because there's already been a Mii costume in the game, in the previous iteration, and Geno is literally represented as a spirit already, so some kind of rights agreement right there is already in there. So I think that it is going to happen, right? Like you said, it's probably not going to be the second character, but it is E3 times, and you want to have that 1-2 punch to really get people talking. So that to me is a very great sign. I think that it might happen, and I would be very excited if it does happen. So thank you so much for sending in all your comments. These are always so much fun to read through, and of course a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters, the super chats you guys send during the live streams. You guys make this channel possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, join me for a discussion, or even have your own ideas become videos, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent because there's a bunch of incredible rewards there and they're waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around the corner, but there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!